This song reminds me of Lucy. Here it goes, folks.
Take my hand, say I do. I wanna go down this road with you.
Speaking of Lucy, guys, let's talk real talk about love right now. So, I wanted to give you guys advice on love. I don't know if I have like a good track record on love. Actually, on my end, I think I'm like a very loving person, and I know what I can bring to the table. So for all of you guys that know what you bring to the table, you don't doubt yourself, you know that you are a great person, and you know you're a great partner in a relationship, but you tend to be the one that gets their heart broken on, cheated on. You know, for the little guys like us, I'm gonna give you some advice and explain to you how this love came to be and how I let her in. Because at the beginning of our relationship, not our relationship, at the beginning of us dating and like just learning about each other, I gave her a very hard time because my past relationship had caused me to a point where I didn't trust anymore. And it should never get to a point to that, because it's not fair for the next person down the road. But because of previous relationships and stuff, I had my guard up and stuff. When I was single, I wrote a list of things that I wanted my next relationship, if that ever came about. I wanted that person to be a certain way. I wrote a list of things that I wanted in my next partner. Value-wise, personality-wise, just things that I wanted in a person. And it's a long list. I have it there. And you know, I wasn't looking for anything. In fact, actually, at the beginning, like I told Lucy, I was like, no, like I'm just here to make friends. I'm not here for anything serious. And you know, she was very, very persistent. She never gave up on me because she saw the person that I was, and she knew that that's what she wanted in her life. Like, she wanted me. And like, it didn't take her long to realize that, which is pretty cool because I mean, I guess it just shows like the type of person that I am. You know, I feel like I'm a great person, and like I'm not out to like, you know, hurt people and stuff like that. But so I wrote a list, and I never told Lucy. Till this day, she does not know what's on my list. And so I basically set standards for myself. And I feel like if you guys were to do the same thing, even in your current relationship, and apply that list to what you have, or what you're looking like, if you're dating someone, go off that list. If they're not meeting certain things of what you yourself said you wanted, chances are it's not going to be that way. You know, you can't make people change, and as much as you can try, you know, people are always going to have like their own little habits and stuff. And if that's not something that you want or you see yourself with, like, then, you know, just stop. Ugh, there's a cop here, and I'm parked illegally. Crap. Am I about to get stopped? No. Woohoo! I guess in my past relationships, I never really, I never made a list. I kind of just went with the feelings, and I went with like the motion of things. And throughout the relationships, I would be like, you know what, this isn't what I want, but I would stay there, and I shouldn't have done that. But you know, things happen. We can't go back on things. You can only learn from it. And that's what I did with Lucy. Like, I wrote everything down, and just really getting to learn her as a person, I was able to see like the person that she was. And before making anything like serious, before, you know, committing anything, like, we got to know each other. And I would definitely recommend that for anyone like in a new relationship or starting to date someone. Don't go at it super fast. Take your time. Like, it really takes time to get to know a person. And we're at a point in our life together right now. We've been talking since December. You know, we have the same goals, we have the same values, we both want the same things in life, and the best thing about that all is that we see all of those things together, like with each other, like in the future. Like we want kids, we want to go to school, we want to have a house. Like we're basically on the same page. And if there's anything that I could give you advice on, is make sure that the person you're dating ultimately has the same goals as you. Or if not, see if that's something that you're willing to alternate in your life, because if not, it's not gonna lead anywhere. You're gonna be in a relationship for 3+ years and it's not gonna go anywhere. You're just gonna get used to a person, and you don't want it to get to a point where it's like that. You want to actually every day wake up and feel loved. It's one thing loving a person, but to actually feel love back on a daily basis, honestly, it's amazing. It's incredible to actually feel that, versus just being told it and not feeling anything back. So if you guys can if you're with someone that you can genuinely say, like, man, like when she or he says I love you, and like they back it up to prove it to you, like hold on to that person and work things through. Like, don't just give up. Like, you have to honestly say that you give your all before you quit. You know what I mean? I just feel like I'm at a point where I could tell you guys how it was for me, like, and how Lucy and I came about. Like, I went off a list and she has no idea what's on this list, but the fact that her being true to herself, like her being her, is everything that was on my list. So she's got to be doing something right, and she is. She's doing everything right. It's to a point where, like, I'm always the one that says, like, if we ever break up, it won't be because of me. And to this day, like in all my relationships that I've had, it's never been my fault. Like, I've never been the one to like cheat. I've never been the one to be unfaithful. Like, it's always happened to me. So Lucy told me that, and I was just like, what? Like, nobody's ever told me, like, if it doesn't work, it's because of me. Like, she told me what I've told my exes in the past, you know? So, like, I know, like, if we both have that, like, you know, in our head that we're not going to be the ones to mess it up, like, there should be no reason for things to mess up. And if you guys get in arguments, just talk things through. Communication, honestly, is like the best thing that you can do. A lot of times you keep things so like kept up in your heart, you push it down to eventually you get to a point where you just break, and that's where things fall out, like in relationships. Sometimes the other person may not want to hear what you got to say, but you have to listen with the open mind and an open heart, and like really think about what the other person is saying. That's all I could really tell you. So that's my relationship advice. I think this will be relationship advice vlog. So I will see you guys in the next vlog. Oh my gosh, that's 3 videos. I'm gonna have to edit. That's crazy. But really, these are just rants, so they shouldn't be that long. It's not much to edit. So, all right, guys, I'll see you in the real vlog.